Today we will talk about word problems and solving proportions. So you are not necessarily given a proportion and equations for that. You may be given a story. So how do you tackle that problem? Now, if somebody's asking you, if you're doing something in this scenario, what would happen in a different scenario? It's very most likely that it is a proportion problem. So a typical proportion problem would read something like this. If 260 miles are traveled in 10 hours, how many hours will it take to travel 380 miles? Now, you construct your proportion first. One way to cheat per se is make sure that whatever you put on top of the fraction has the same units on the left and on the right. On the left now we have 260 miles and we have 10 hours. So miles is on the numerator and 10 hours in the denominator. On the right hand side you're going to have one of them unknown. How many hours? So that means n hours. When you have an unknown, call it n. And then I have a 380 miles on top. So if I do the crisscross method, so I multiply 260 with n and 380 with 10. And remember how that was done? You divide both sides by what's in front of n. You have 380 divided by 26. And when you go to your calculator, that will actually give you 4.6. And since it's a story problem, you always have to put units, hours. Let's go to the next problem. If $70,000 is invested in 2 years, how much would be invested in 4 years? Same thing. This is a proportion problem. $70,000 on the left, years on the left. That's the known part. I'll put the unknown part on the right. How much would it be invested? How much? That means I don't know. So that's n. And then 4 years. Let's do the crisscross method. 70,000 times 4 equals 2 times n. What do? Divide both sides by the number in front of n, which is 2. You'll simply get $140,000 for n. Let's go to the next problem. If I paid $120 for 2 dresses, how much would I pay for the same 3 dresses? So what you know, put it on the left. $120, 2 dresses. Make sure you put the units equals. How much? That means I don't know. N. 3 dresses. Let's do the crisscross method. 120 times 3 equals 2 times n. Divide with the number in front of n. So you have 120 times 3 divided by 2. You can do this. 60 times 3, that's 180. What is that? Dollars. Let's go to the next problem. 230 points are earned in 5 games. How many points would be earned in 7? What I know goes on the left. 230 points in 5 games. How many points? That means I don't know. In 7 games. Let's do the crisscross method. 230 times 7 equals 5 times n. Divide both sides by the number in front of n. So you have 230 times 7 divided by 5. So that will give you about 322. And what is that? Points. Let's go to the next problem. If 25 goals are scored in 7, how many goals would have been scored in 11 games? 25 goals in 7 games. How many would it be? That means I don't know. In 11 games. Let's crisscross. 25 times 11 equals 7 times n. Divide both sides by what's in front of n, which is 7. So I have 25 times 11 divided by 7, and that gives you about 39. And kind of use your judgment. If you are getting a decimal answer and we are talking about goals, it has to be a whole number. So the answer is 39 goals.